big is the margin in quality between Arsenal? What do you mean? Quality in what? How big is the margin in quality between Arsenal and the top five? Well, to be fair with you, the last couple of years, well, give or take, the season before last was close with City, but this year it's been Liverpool running away with it, and everyone's been in between each other. These are the same fans that were shaking Nashville Balogun to stay. Them days were dark still, I'm not gonna lie. Boy, not seeing a single person demand Eddie back. This boy is cooked. Berta, whatever this you name is, I don't like these technical directors thinking of the guy. If you're that guy, get your trackie and on and coach the team. Hey man, I just want Berta to help us get signings, man. Smash the likes if you haven't. All these cold feet over Sesko. I mean, listen, Sesko, you do the job because that's the reality. Everyone always believed in you when you did well, man. The one thing I would say is obviously Sesko is younger than Gyökeres, and economically that has its advantages, I guess. But we did hear Gyökeres was cheaper than Sesko. So surely, I know Sesko's older, but if you wanted to go off the cuff and do something a bit different in terms of being win now mode, surely because of that, it makes even more sense. I don't know, man. I think people are harsh on Sesko. I'm just saying, give the guy a chance. I did want Gyökeres. The club does need to do a lot more. I think as I share my screen, I think the best news and the biggest news, and even bigger than the Gyökeres and the Seskos and Zubamendi, this and that, the greatest news is Berta's actually completed his first sale, quote unquote, according to Romano. It's over between Arsenal and Marquinhos as Brazilian winger joins Carrezo on a permanent deal until 2028. Hope we made a profit. That's crazy, man, or got our money back at the very least. Yeah, man, it is what it is. Romano did tweet a few hours ago. Understand Arsenal started moving initial concrete talks for Benjamin Sesko deal. He's always been high on the recruitment team, management, and Mikel Arteta's list with attempts to get a deal done, rejected by Leipzig in May 2024. And in January, now Sesko will leave. Arsenal are on it. Now, apparently, Romano's also said, despite Sesko's contact, Arsenal are still considering Gyökeres. So are we just putting the feelers out? What are we doing in that regard? We started talks with Sesko's camp. RB Leipzig have given permission for Arteta and Berta to complete that. The talks are to understand Leipzig's requested fee and the player's salary demands. Surely, in terms of the personal terms, like the salary demands and all of those kind of things, yeah. Surely we would have known that because we've probably been talking to this guy for a year, but I don't know. Things can change. Also, as well, Gabriel apparently is close to sign a new long-term contract with the club. Some of you tried to say Pablo Mari was better than this guy. He's got the bozo gene. Magalhães. We've come a long way, man. Berta made talks with the centre-backs camp a priority shortly after starting his role at Arsenal in March. Those negotiations are now approaching a successful conclusion. Now, anything can happen, but does that quash the Saudi interest? Securing Gabriel's future will be a significant statement from Arsenal at the offset from the summer, in which Berta has a considerable amount of business to attend to, as we know. We all know about Magalhães' deal ending in 2027, folks. Hopefully, he gets his deal in terms of the demands and the terms and the length that he wants, because Magalhães deserves it. That's my player of the season. I'm not gonna lie. We did see earlier today there are no current rumblings of frustration from Arsenal's board regarding Arteta. He's extremely well liked and respected, and the talk that he has to win a trophy next season is somewhat overblown. Fair play. I did cover this earlier, but long story short, it does feel like Leipzig they're open to receiving the release clause for Sesko, but if you don't want to pay it all up front, pay us a lot more over more favorable terms for yourselves. Robbing people. So yeah, at this point, we know about being in concrete talks. The Gyökeres things are still rumbling. I mean, it gives us things to talk about, but boy, and clearly no one wants to part with 80 million up front, because a lot of these clubs that are linked with him, Arsenal, Chelsea, and obviously Man United, for example, they've all got a number of considerable business. We did see earlier today, apparently they want 92.5 million. Boy, big reputation and expectation then if you sign for that. Both Chelsea and Arsenal allegedly want to sign Rodrigo. I don't believe this, but it has been reported Arsenal are being linked with Julian Alvarez. Lewis Skelly's in line for a new contract and a huge wage increase. And some people mentioned it earlier. He is being linked with Real Madrid, which is testament to what he's doing. We've been linked with Leroy Sane. Anybody on that? If worse comes to worse, we've got no choice. But I mean, come on. Lokonga this week did extend his contract at Arsenal. Apparently, talks are in the final round where Partey's new deal is concerned, and apparently all parties are confident of a deal being done. As I said, Real Madrid are being linked with Miles Lewis-Skelly. Zubimendi, it's a case of allegedly getting medicals and all those things sorted out. So we're moving in the right direction. On the left wing, Nico Williams is Arsenal's priority, but his wages make it a difficult deal to do. Liao and Gittins have been looked at too. Boy, we've been linked with Kubo as well. I don't believe that. We've once again been linked with Ivan Ndika. I don't believe that, especially dependent on, it's not a formality that Kivior goes anywhere. What's this? Garcia's been linked with Barcelona. The head coach of Espanyol, their rivals, has said he's not sure that's going to happen. He's being watched by allegedly City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Leverkusen, Napoli, and Inter, as well as Barcelona, who apparently are the favourites. Competition, man. I hope we don't come to regret him. Nico Williams is an option currently ruled out and will only be reactivated if Luis Diaz deal collapse. That's where Barcelona are concerned. It's going to be an interesting summer, man. Hell no to the Sane link. Salary, Sterling and William. Do I need to stay more? You said it there. Nico Williams and Sesko would be peak. I can't lie. The way Sesko strikes the ball sometimes is picturesque, but his touch is so dead. My man can't even trap the ball. It's crazy how football fans on YouTube over a professional footballer can say that, man. Real Madrid wants Skelly. Boy, I think they're looking at him. Naturally, they're going to monitor every player on the planet, but clearly media hype. If Sesko does well, we'll hold our L. Who will hold their L? You hold your L. I'm backing Sesko. But it's Arteta. What does he know about attacking final football when he let go of 4 or 5 strikers at the club? Nico ain't leaving Athletic Club. Sane cooked no Ramontada in the Prem. Boy, let's stop trying to save people, man. Berta we trust, man. Come on. You know what? If you're going to go for Sane, and I'm not even saying he's a bad player, you might as well just sign a random young player with scope to be better than, because I'm not expecting fireworks from Sane. I'll hold my L in that regards. Is that struggle at Dortmund? Look what he's doing now. Listen, I hope Sesko does a madness, because I want to do stick middle fingers up to rivals. I'm not gonna lie though, man. Sesko, beyond everything, as childish as it is, I hope it works for you, because the slander names for you are endless, man. Sesko, Mitoma, Zubimendi, Hato, Simmons. Hato links seem dead, man. Sane ain't a bad wing option. He's not, but it's not inspiring, really, is it? Werner banged in the Bundesliga as well. How did he work out? Boy, less of that. But Werner's won 2 European trophies. Shameless. I mean, if Sesko could do that for my club, shameless. You never know how last pan ain't gonna pan out. If we end up with Sesko signing a goalkeeper, I'm on a dark Hearts fan thing all season. I hear it. We got no choice, because clearly we don't want to play football. I need to see some more saucy football as well. Gyökeres and Rodrigo, or Sesko and Sane. Rodrigo and Gyökeres. Gyökeres is cool. Rodrigo as well. If Sesko flops, then what? Another wasted season. Saliba, apologies, in his last year of his contract. If it flops, we go again in terms of signing another person, but they have to make it work regardless. You have to, because and again, things can go wrong, but we know we needed a striker. Arteta has been very aggressive about wanting a striker as the window's closed. We've heard about goosebumps. You're telling me Sesko can do the job, and if we don't take it to the extreme and he's going to get 1 million goals and whatnot, you're telling me he can chip in and do his part to shoulder the burden on Bukayo Saka. Because I know players have gone through, in the last 3 years, we've seen Odegaard lose form and be in great form. Martinelli the same. All the others apart from Saka. Kai Havertz, whether people like it or not, he scored a lot for our club, which, no disrespect to Kai, in terms of the collective kind of squad building we're doing, isn't the right way to go. Saka's carrying us. Absolutely carrying us. Rice as well, to a degree. You man really signing Sesko over Gyökeres. I'd love it if we sign Gyökeres. Make sure, Darwin Núñez, I beg you, don't leave. You can win trophies at Liverpool, man. Don't leave, because I know that's affecting their summer. Sesko, Zubimendi, Rodrigo, and Buemo, Neto, Hato, perfect window. What now? Why are 48% of people saying yes when you know damn well they do not watch Bundesliga? Boy, if Gyökeres flops, then what? If anyone flops, then what, man? Everything's a risk. We just have to go again. That's a beautiful thing about football. Gyökeres scored half of his goals from pens. But just me, still putting the ball in the back of the net, man. Not overly sold on Zubimendi, though. Why are we asking what if he flops for any player? It's a fair question. Hopefully he doesn't. No one in the Arsenal team can shoot like him, bro. And he's a young Donny, gonna smoke something. Remember this, broski. I'll take him. I'm not against your Sesko. Sorry, as you can see, I'm not crying over it. I do think he needs a lot of work. I do think there's a foundation, but I also understand the frustration and share it myself about. I kind of want players that are just right now, man. I hear all the squad building stuff, but I want a couple of players, and it's nothing anything to do with Sesko. We just need some guys like that. Subamendi, Sesko, and Gyökeres would be the best window that would hype the fan base, and it would make a statement that we want goals as much as we want to defend. I hear it, man. I hear it, clinical, man. But not everyone shares that, man. Neto, young keeper. Sesko is the closest profile to Isaac. Tech man with long shots is literally Isaac, but younger. I would listen. I don't think we're gonna get Gyökeres and Sesko, but boy, who wouldn't want that? Think the better option is Sesko and Rodrigo, Leao, or Gyökeres, Sane, Gittins / Neto. Gyökeres scored 20 penalties this season. That league is Fugazi, DG. Don't fall for that. I just believe in Gyökeres. I've been saying there's an exchange rate, and it is Fugazi because I've like it's nothing to do with Gyökeres, but we've come on, man. There's defo clangers in the Premier League and horrible defending, but some of the goals, and I would still love Gyökeres. Some of the goals are as stated, Fugazi. The defending that ain't nothing to do with Gyökeres. 20 pence. Is it really 20 pence though? Like, is it actually 20 pence or is it cap? 20 pence is mad. I think people are making up stats. 20 penalties. 20. Whoever's awarding them penalties, Gyökeres, bring him over here as well. Because if you can't beat him, join them. PGMML, corruption's good if we could be involved. No, I'm joking. You just can't please this fan base. Welcome to football, Barry. Sell Havertz and get both Sesko and Gyökeres. You know Havertz ain't going nowhere. Darwin Noodles came from that league as peak. Arsenal never get pens, which is why I'm saying bring the officials. You heard it here first. We'll go trophyless again with Arteta having another excuse. He's young and needs time to adapt. All this just to satisfy his ego. My decisions are never wrong. Let's adapt, man. Let's adapt. Have hope. It's going to be a long summer, and we still have 4 important current player deals that need to be completed on top of bringing in at least 4 high-level signings. I don't rate the defenders in the Portuguese league. It's 20 leagues, bro. 20 penalties, bro. I thought it was capped to 20 penalties is mine. No, it's great for me. You still got to put the ball in the back of the net, but boy, yeah, no. To be fair, I think both players in their own ways present a risk then, because obviously Gyökeres, you could outsmart the market. He's come through adversity. He's living a movie. Or you could talk about, yeah, he got 20 pens, the standard of the league, the other people, and he could sing from the same hymn sheet of a Darwin Núñez or Carlos Vinicius. But if it bangs, boy, I'm not gonna lie. Gyökeres feels like a player, yeah. If he went Chelsea, it won't bang, which I hope will be the case, because of the money they'll put behind him. If he went Liverpool, I think he would bang. His story just is kind of with them Liverpool players. Nobody rated Salah. Look what he's doing now. I know they bought Van Dijk for big money, but no one was rating him. He's a one season wonder. Look what he's doing now. And you get Robertson relegation. They get these little players. Boy, striker market is on the floor. What if there's a reality where, for whatever reason, Gyökeres goes somewhere else, Sesko goes somewhere else? Where does that leave us? Gyökeres is fool's gold. Sesko is Andy Carroll 2.0. I feel it. When I used to work at RV Knicks, I met Andy Carroll, so no Andy Carroll slander. Chelsea getting Liam Delap. I don't think Gyökeres is even an option anymore. Could you argue then? And none of these things have happened, yeah, but I'm not even trying to slander Gyökeres. Obviously, he's doing all the things. We're seeing the stats and all of those kind of things. And Sporting have said you can pay less than his release clause. And I know people want young. In an ideal world, you want a very talented young player, but he's in his prime. And it's a long way to go, but no one seems to be taking a chance. For all the hype, why is no one taking a chance? Is there something we don't know? Arteta as a super sub would be a statement on top of Gyökeres / Sesko type player. You're dreaming, man. Then shift Jesus to the right wing when he's back, and Havertz left wing might be kind of decent. Yeah, man, Havertz, I don't know, man, with that one. Gyökeres is an untidy headless turkey. Someone dared try to call him the bulky Suarez, having a laugh. I don't know about that, but you're being harsh, man. Big up Deluded. Terrell, one love, man. Every move is a risk. How many goals did Osman get, Leo? Exactly. And that's the beautiful thing about football. He works. We're amazing. It doesn't, we're in issues. But Chelsea create a lot of chances. When the fixture lists are announced next month, which game are you looking for first? City now, actually. City away. All right, let me stop the cap. I wanted to cap North London Derby. I wanted to be diplomatic. It's North London Derby. Yeah. North London Derby away, then us at our place, then immediately the top 6 fixtures. I need to know Liverpool home and away, yada yada yada. I need to know what they're sandwiched in between. Then I need to start doing some level of mental maths. When does the League Cup, the FA Cup, turn of the year, obviously, and all the other competitions come into play? And yeah, man. But yeah, I'd say that. Shout out DG, run up the like, shining. Come on, we're trying to live up to that, man. At least you ain't gonna gas them Banduli Yokeres dribbles now. We know the truth. To be fair, man, both are kind of ugly, really. Like, you can't say Yokeres is the prettiest footballer to watch. No disrespect. Sesko the same. But you put the ball in the back of the net. And could you say, yeah, adding to the potentials devil's advocate, on top of what you lot are saying, like, Yokeres, you was at Brighton. I'm being very horrible and ignorant with this, but you was at Brighton. Like, they're signing guys from Japan, South America, Colombia. The Colombia is South America, Africa, all in the world. And they're banging, they're working, it's happening. Why didn't you work? What happened? All of these hits, and you was the one miss. Might have to ask questions. Sesko would have to score 20 plus. Bad move, Arsenal. Gyökeres is better return. Havertz, Zubamendi, Rice. These people been glazing Gyökeres like they're working a shift at Krispy Kremes. God, this guy. Some of these man not scoring for Real. If Gyökeres goes Liverpool, they're winning the league again. It's nasty if they get him, man. It's nasty. London games away. Trust me, broski. Big up yourself. One of us love for you and Arsenal, none. Appreciate you, man. You seen how many chances Sesko created for a pender? No, but put me out my misery. If we grabbed Marmoush in January, we would have been laughing this season. The next Marmoush we need to get. Hear me out. What if we just slap Wanyeri left wing? I said last season I would have loved to have seen him exposed there because I obviously that might not be his strongest position, but I do think there is a degree of sometimes people just overcomplicate football, man. You can play left wing and be effective. You can do it. Good question regarding Gyökeres and Brighton. I can't lie. As I said, I'm being harsh, but why didn't you bang? I see McAllister. Benjamin White's will come from their academy. Cucurella got bought for big money. Matoma, random players that are doing uni degrees and doing madness. And the list goes absolutely on. Why didn't you bang at Brighton, Gyökeres? Now, again, God's got a journey for all of us. You needed to, maybe if you worked at Brighton, you wouldn't have been this good player, but why didn't you bang? There's risk to Sesko, there's risk to Gyökeres. Whichever one we get, let's just hope it works, man. Pep mashed up the game so bad, people thinking left-wing winger can't play left wing no more. Trust. Gyökeres at Sesko's age was at Swansea and scored 2 goals in the entire season. It's dark, but it's also not where you start, it's where you end. Because even with the Van Dijk and Salah thing, Salah definitely not, the Saliba and Van Dijk thing, obviously, rightly so. Van Dijk wasn't what Saliba was at his age. But will Saliba one day be able to answer, will you be what Van Dijk is at that age? Multiple Premier League winner now, Champions League, arguably, known as one of the best potential Premier League starting 11 goals. I like Van Dijk, and I wouldn't cry if he isn't there. And I see the logic, but I can't lie. There's some centre halves that will get the nod ahead of him. But wait, if we can get a world class right winger, we don't have to worry about what a striker can get as long as they can finish. Wait, what? And your display picture of Saka? What are you doing? Wolf in sheep's clothing settings. Van Dijk was good, but he never got his accolades that he should have got, man. What's wrong with rotation, lads? There's plenty of minutes to go around for Wanyeri and Max. They're Utes. Relax. I hear it. If it was 22, 23, I don't think anyone would have questioned this Sesko signing. We're literally in 5th place. We don't want any more potential, man. We want people who can hit the ground running. You know what? I hear that. And I do feel when it's all said and done, and I know I don't work in football and all of that, but it does feel, even for me, where I kind of say, all right, these last 3 years we've been fighting for the title. I kind of just focus on those 3 years or fighting for things at the very least. It does for me feel like we got a lot more to do than in an ideal world, because there should be a reality where we feel we've got the squad depth, we've got all of that. This season's just about adding a bit of glee. Maybe there's a reality where maybe a striker and a winger, that's all that's required. But it feels like there's more wholesale that needs to be done, man. 11. That name's mad, man. Now it's too late to even try that. But I'm just gonna call you 11. That's funny still. Quality of the Prem nowadays is so high. It feels like the top 3, 4 are trying to leave the pack just behind them. Yeah, and do things away from football that does that. Gyökeres has bad aerial stats. But if you don't sign for Arsenal, there's got to be a reason. What's going on there? What would you think of Sesko, Rodrigo, Xavi, Simmons, and the centre back? Credit where due, man. I'll give them their credit. We definitely didn't fight for the title this season. I think everyone's aware of that. Yamal deserves all the money they're giving him. Realistically, the only striker that can hit the ground running is Isaac, and we all know that ain't gonna happen. That's true. And I don't think it would happen, but there's a reality where Isaac would be my dream striker. We signed Isaac, and bearing in mind Premier League proving all of that, you can sign for another Premier League club and yeah, hit the ground running, but you might not. So where would that leave us? I don't think that would happen, but every signing's a risk as long as it works out, because everything needs to work out. That's kind of my mentality going into this season. Everything needs to work out. It all needs to work out. And what I mean by that is I only want to hear anything about blind optimism, all of this, if we can keep people fit, all of this kind of just burying our heads in the sand, being positive for no reason. And I'm not advocating being negative. If we do exactly what needs to be done in the market, because a lot of things let's be real, man. We know we needed to do it. We've delayed. And we've kicked a problem up the road so far. We can't kick it no more, man. Our toes broken. Like Rice was this year. Who wouldn't want Morgan Rogers but paper? DG Firmino scored 9 league goals that season. Liverpool won the league. Our fan base is too obsessed with signing a striker. Our problem area is left wing more so than a centre forward. If we do the Liverpool thing and Sesko can chip in and he's not quite that guy, but you've got a monster on the left-hand side to match what Saka's doing, then cool. I don't think many people will cry, but people need to take the workload off Bukayo, man. If we sign a striker this summer, it pretty much paves the way for Isaac to join Liverpool in 2026. Where you saying Newcastle can't convince him to stay? They can't sell him a project and all those sort of things. See, this is what I'm talking about. The manager is focused on not losing games, not winning games. This is how we're not winning the league and being second all the effing time. I'm not going to lie, and it is a double-edged sword. But in terms of fine margins, sometimes, Gaffer, even if we lose, which I'm not happy with, but I feel like sometimes you got to gamble, man. Sometimes not showing your hands a risk. Sometimes we got to throw it. Can we get subs when we need it way sooner than the 85th minute? I think these are fair questions. Become a bit more, less risk averse, a tiny bit more of a risk taker, especially in the final third, man. If anything, double down on maybe defending in other areas, but free up the attackers, man, because we've done a lot of waffling about Sesko and this one and that one, and all we're getting linked with players. And no doubt, as I said at the beginning of the stream, is it as simple as we get better attackers and we're flying now? Because if it is, cool, nothing needs to change in the final third. If it isn't, I just asked the question. If you've signed players and that helps but doesn't change everything, what else do you do? Is it not the training ground? Because I know, I'm not saying we're going to have the unlimited key to unblock every low block, but there's been 2 years now we've been talking about this low block stuff. 2 years in the FA Cup, when we did well in terms of dominating Man United and Liverpool, both them teams beat us at that time. And why did they go through? We didn't put the ball in the back of the net. We've seen that enough times. If I'm being really, really harsh, and I don't really feel this is the only reason, but PSG, sometimes in games like that, when you have to go away from, again, I think after saying we've got the best team in the champs, sometimes it's just about getting the job done. And you look at those first 20 minutes against PSG, we can't go back in time in the second leg. We'd love to, but those first 20 minutes, maybe if 2 to 3 of those chances fell to a banging left wing or a banging striker, we score early doors and we might still go out, but it changes the game. And the same way teams have to kind of change what they're doing tactically, because they have to think, same way you have to think about Haaland, Saka, Salah, Cole Palmer, all of these things. Imagine you have a next one for them to think about. Indirectly, Arteta can stamp his own authority in the game. But it's harder to find another Saka for the right wing than just getting a good striker. Sesko is a good striker. I hear that. But can we get someone that could even do 50% of what Saka can do? And I'm not even trying to be rude to Trossard or Martinelli, but can we get someone better? I'm exaggerating a bit again, but twice the ability. No chance Isaac is at Newcastle will be on next season. PSG, Barca, Liverpool, perhaps even Bayern, depending on Kane's situation. We'll want in Barca, man. Go over them sides. You never know. Isaac can play left wing. Maybe leave the left wing free. Martinelli has another 15-goal season. Isaac heads to London, goes left wing. Sesko's a 20-goal a season striker. Yeah, let me stop dreaming, man. Respect the grind. Smash the like, people. 2:08 a.m. Appreciate you, my guy. Lookman, Liao, Bacola. Wouldn't be against Bacola, but like, I'm sure some of you are more critical on signing Sesko than Bacola. I'm not saying Bacola hasn't got problems, nor is he a good signing, but that's a potential thing. And his problem is the final third. He's a good player, but you should have killed us a couple of times between the two legs. Lookman, I like him, but I think that's more paper talk, if I'm honest. Or do I know Liao? I don't know how to feel. At least with Gyökeres, David Ornstein came out and Romano said we kind of like him. You ain't seen them guys talking about Liao. You've heard all the rumors about Berta's calling him, and Berta's calling everyone, man. I'd hate to see his phone bill and how many minutes he gets through. Don't hate Sesko, but he's so raw that he can't hit the ground running. By 2-3 years, when he reaches in his ideal game, most of our core players will be leaving by then. And this is the issue, man. Remember when Arteta wanted to pay 90 million for Mudryk? Sesko seems like another Mudryk. Hopefully not. There is a reality we sign Mudryk and he bangs, but sometimes you can deal with reality. And if it played out this way, oof. If Arsenal don't get Sesko, where does Sesko end up? I can see him going Newcastle, or Isaac leaves Newcastle in a season or two. I reckon Chelsea. To be fair, United could make a case because it was us, Chelsea and United, that his agent was pictured at all the games last season. Would you sign Isaac if it meant we could only buy 2 more players, and for what positions? Dark. Because I've just been preaching about everything needs to make sense and doing the right decisions and all of these things. But I'm only human, man. I'm only human, man. Show me the money. Bring Isaac, man. Let's go. Let's bring that. Number 14 is there. It's cool. Trust me. Keep everybody fit. Try something. Lewis Skelly, you're going to get game time in midfield. We're going to patch around the squad. We're going to do things. Yeah, the internal solutions times a million. We're going to do things. But 2 more players. Oof.